Hi everyone, welcome to another Autodesk screencast by Dzan Ta of Repro Products. This screencast will showcase annotative capability within AutoCAD 2017. If you like this video and would like to see more, please search for Dzan Ta or VAR2016. Thanks for watching. Here I am in AutoCAD 2017. I have a CAD file open in Paperspace. You see that there are a couple of views already available. This viewport here has been set to display at 3/8 inches equal to a foot, and that scale has been locked. If we look at the properties, you'll see that the annotation scale is also set to match and locked. If we look at the second viewport and look at its properties, you will also see that its standard scale has been adjusted and its annotation scale also matches, and the display is locked. When we talk about annotative capability in the software, we're talking about putting in annotations such as dimensions, text, leaders, things like that, that have the intelligence to understand what scale to be displayed at and what scale to not be displayed at. For example, if I have my mouse inside this viewport on the larger one, and I go and I put in, say, a dimension, and if we go over to the Annotate tab, here you'll see there are a lot of different styles to work with, and the ones that you are concerned with when it comes to annotative capability are the ones that have this triangular cross-section symbol. That's the old school scale that you could buy back in the day, and so they made a little cross-section symbol. That's what that looks like. As long as you pick one of these types, you can use that intelligence. If you're picking one that says standard that doesn't have, or a different name that doesn't have the icon, that means it doesn't have that intelligence built in. So let's just go ahead and say pick this architectural one. When I go ahead and put in a dimension or text or leader as annotation, I can place it like so, and I'm going to purposely place it across this bathroom that's in the middle of the room. You'll notice that that dimension gets placed, and if I zoom in, you can see it's reading 40 feet 8 inches. Now, if you look very carefully on the other viewport, that annotation doesn't show up, and the reason is because in this viewport the annotation already understands it's meant to show at this particular scale for this particular viewport, not this one. However, if you want to be able to see that dimension run across this bathroom in this larger view for some reason, you can select that annotation, right click it, go to Annotative Object Scale, and add or delete scales. What you'll notice is that this annotation object scale window will pop up, and it will list the scale that that annotation understands and wants to work with. So as it stands right now, it says 3/8 of an inch, which is correct because this viewport is set at 3/8 of an inch. This one is set at 3/4 of an inch, so if I click Add, it'll bring up the Add Scales to Objects window. We'll put in 3/4 of an inch is equal to a foot, hit OK. And now this annotation knows to show up in both of those scales. I'll click OK, and now you'll notice not only is the annotation here, but it's also here. In addition to that, you also notice that the height of the printed text, if you will, is still reading at 1/8 of an inch high. So if I were to print this out and put a ruler to it, a scale to it, they'll both measure the same height. Let's head over to Model Space and take a little closer look. You'll see it only shows that one dimension. If you hover your mouse over the object and the object is annotative, the cross-section of the triangular symbol will show up. And if there is more than one icon, that means there's more than one scale associated to it. If I were to left click this dimension, you'll see that there's another one that's at a smaller scale. So this annotative capability understands what you're trying to do, and it builds another annotation at a different scale for you so you can see them and work with them. If you deselect by hitting escape, you'll notice that it doesn't show up anymore, and it just has that one. Down here in the lower right hand corner, you'll see it says show annotation objects. If I check this little box and unhighlight that, that annotation disappears. If I click it again, it comes back. So that's a very quick tutorial on how to work with annotative capability within AutoCAD. This applies to annotative text, annotative dimensions, annotative multi-leaders as well. Thank you very much for watching.